Well, hello guys and welcome back to Mr. G Physics, the channel that can help you to improve your mark from grade 8 to grade 12 in physical sciences. This is Mr. G and this time we're going to be doing a video for the grade 12 once more related to projectile. This time we're going to solve another question of a bouncing balls, but this is on a graph. Well, the question says a velocity times graph below, show the motion of a projectile, study the graph and answer the following question. And you have here the graph. The graph is a bouncing ball since the moment you see this shape of a graph, this way of a graph. They say define the term free fall. And then what is a free fall? It's a motion of an object under the influence of gravity only. The only force acting is gravitational force. So guys, if you say this one, you'll get 2 marks. What is the physical quantity represented by the gradient of the graph? We already spoke about this one in previous videos. We're going to repeat again. And the gradient is given by the acceleration of the graph. So we must remember this one. The gradient is given by the acceleration of the graph. The acceleration of the graph will be given by the gradient, or the gradient will be given by the acceleration of the graph. Calculate the value of v on the graph. So let's go to the graph and see what they're asking you. They're asking you what is the velocity of the object at that specific point there. That is the question. So what we have, if we look at the graph here quickly, let's write the data. What we have the initial velocity of the object, which is 49 meters per second. Okay, now as you look at this graph, the object start at 49 and eventually here after 5 seconds is going to be 0. It means that object is moving up. That is important. Okay, it was thrown up at 49 meters per second. Alright, and in this specific graph they took up as positive. It was not taken by us, but rather the person that drew the graph. Okay, so here is going to be positive 49. The final velocity is going to be question mark. We're looking for that one, and the time is going to be 2.5 seconds. This is for question 4.3. There we go. What else we have? The acceleration due to gravity is equal to negative 9.8 meters per second square. Negative because up is positive. Okay, so what formula can we use here? And it's very simple. The formula we can use is this one here. We have all the data given to us. So let's write it down here. Final velocity is equal to initial velocity plus acceleration multiplied by time. Guys, everything is given, nothing is complicated here. All you have to do is to substitute. And then you will get that the answer is equal to 24.5 meters per second. That is the answer for that specific point. Is it a positive answer? So that is the velocity of the object at 2.5 seconds. Okay, in this next question they say use the graph and not the equation of motion to calculate the following. Guys, this is done in grade 10. You learn to calculate using the graph but not using equation of motion. In this case they ask for the displacement in both cases. That have to be the area and the graph. Remember, the displacement can be using or calculated by the area under the graph. In this case they're asking you to calculate the maximum height because the objects go all the way up and then is going down. So the first one they ask you to calculate the area under the graph. This one here will be the maximum height reached by the ground. That will be the displacement because at the end that ball reaches the ground again and then the displacement would be 0. So in this case here we have to calculate the area under the graph, which is a triangle, and it is going to be half base times height. That is how to calculate that area there. that is the maximum height. Let's call it maximum height 1, and this one is question 4.4.1. Let's do it on this side. 4.4.1, area is equal to half base time height. If we go here, the height could be 49 and the base could be 5, for instance, and if we substitute, we have that area is equal to half multiply of 5 by 49, and this will give you 122.5 meters. This one is the displacement. In other words, it's going to be the maximum height. That is the question. I think the question is a little bit tricky there. That is the displacement, 122.5 meters. That in actual fact is the maximum height. Alright, now for the next question is the same. Calculating magnitude of the displacement of the projectile after 12.5 seconds. So they want to know here what is the displacement or the maximum height after the first bounce. That is the question, and it's the same. So here we're going to use the area under the graph. So this one is half base times height. This one could be the height, this one could be the base, and I think it's enough space to do it on this side here. 4.4.2, this one is area is equal to half base times height. If we substitute here, we have half, the base is this number here, which is 12.5 minus 10. So the base here is equal to 2.5 seconds, no meters. Seconds, that is the time. Okay, so be careful with that one there. So it's 2.5. And then the height, it was calculated, it was 24.5 is that velocity there. So it's multiplied by 24.5, and that will give me the displacement here, which in this case is equal to 30.63 meters, and we are done. This is a very good question because it's going all the way back to grade 10, and we don't use to these questions here. But guys, this is all for now. Thank you for watching. I hope it helped. If it helped, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time, Mr. G.